Hey coaches, welcome to Championship Culture. Got a little bit different format today. I wanted to go ahead and kind of review our top four takeaways that I've actually implemented this year that came from the podcast, and we got four really things that I think are really impactful to our program that have helped us. We're getting ready for our first round playoff game this Friday. This podcast won't come out till Saturday, but so Friday night we're going to be playing our first round playoff game, and we really it's been a tale of a young team that started out and we weren't very good at all, but because we had really good practices and our coaches never surrendered. They came to practice every day and worked hard, and our kids came to practice every day and worked hard, and our seniors came to practice every day and worked hard. We're actually playing really good football right now. We have a thing where best at the end is something that's important to us, and that's really happened over the course of the season. It went from being a bad team to being a pretty dang good football team. But I want to highlight these four things. So the first one is our practice jerseys. And I got this idea from Jim Bob Bryant, and it was episode 35. And it's just this idea. We bought one set of really nice gold practice jersey. We're black and gold. And we bought one nice set of practice jerseys. And then we found an old in an old box in the equipment room. We found an old white used to be game jerseys probably 15, 20 years ago, and they're really ratty and ugly. And those are the two jerseys that we compete for every day. We do a competition period at the end of practice every day, and it's a different scenario every day. We practice bandit drives, we practice overtime periods, we practice 2-point plays. We try to practice real scenarios that are going to help us in the game. And every day this year, the winner of the competition period gets to wear those gold jerseys the next day. And it's something that the coaches get their pee hot, they want to win. The kids get their pee hot, they want to win. And it just has elevated our competition level. And I truly believe that competition is your best friend. Competition makes everyone better, whether you win or lose. If you're competing hard, we're all getting better at the same time. So that idea, and again, that came from Jim Bob, but that idea has been really impactful to us this year. The second one I got from Steve Brooks in episode 13, and what we've done is this entire season is our Thursday practice we have at 6:30 in the morning. We go 6:30 to 7:30 before school, and Thursday for us is that polish day and that special teams day, where we get it whittled down to an hour, probably a little over an hour at the beginning of the season, but today it went probably 50 minutes to get through everything. And here's what Steve told me is that the kids love it because the varsity kids get the afternoon off. The JV kids love it because they get the full attention of the coaching staff. The coaches love it because when we do have a JV program or a JV game, the coaches get to focus completely on that game instead of having to split your staff and do all that kind of stuff. Eventually, the teachers will love it because they'll understand that they get access to the kids on Thursday afternoon. So if someone has to make up a quiz or a test, they know they have Thursday afternoon to do it. There are some things you got to work out, and we're still fighting through it. First time the kids parked over on the teacher parking lot, so all the teachers were mad because they were in their spots when they came in the morning. You got to get them out of the field house, out of the showers to class on time. We just literally came back to 4 days a week this week. So, we're dealing with some of that right now is getting kids to class on time, getting kids to breakfast on time. But those are things that we're working through. And I just feel like the benefits far outweigh the aggravation of working through the details of it. But what Steve told me, my first question was, well, can the young kids get there? And he said, hey, the older kids will get them there. They'll pick them up and get them there because they want to have that afternoon off. And that's exactly what's happened. We haven't had a single kid miss a morning workout, a morning practice. And they genuinely seem to enjoy going in the morning and then having their afternoons free. And then those days we do have JV games. It was nice to be able to focus completely on the JV. Uh, Number three, and I really got this from several different places. Chris Metzger in episode 5, Brett Hickman in episode 2. Both of those guys are huge FCA guys. And then Ken Lovell is our FCA representative. And this is what we've done in the past. In the past, I always brought a guest speaker in on Tuesday after practice. And usually it was a youth speaker. Sometimes it was a parent. But they were going to do some type of devotional, some type of fellowship. And then in the past, we did cookies and milk afterwards, and the parents would supply that. And then here recently, we've just done frozen popsicles. And the kids seem to enjoy it. And sometimes we'd have just spectacular speakers that would do a great job. But this year, we went completely over to the FCA model. Ken came in and trained our seniors so that they learned how to lead a FCA huddle. He supplied them with the FCA Bible, so there's different topics in there, and we let the kids completely run it. They picked the topic, they chose what we were going to talk about, and it was always, I mean, they put some thought into it and picked the thing that our kids needed to hear that day. So I think this Tuesday it was on competing. But the kids picked that. I gave them zero input on what topic was going to be discussed, and then the Bible set up in a way that there's questions to spark a discussion. There's a little scripture. There's follow up questions. It elevated that thing. When occasionally we would have a great speaker and it would be impactful, at least to me. I thought this year every Tuesday was impactful to the majority of the kids, and it was especially impactful to the senior that was leading the huddle. So I highly recommend going to that model if you're a guy who brings in guest speakers. That having the kids lead it just took it to a new level. And then this fourth one, and I've got lots of guys who have led me in this direction over the years. And I hate to say it, Hal used to do a competition in the summer, and I was a part of it, so I know how impactful it was. But I'm giving credit to Eric Schreiber in episode 43 for finally pushing me over the edge, and in doing one of those deals where you do a player draft. You separate out your whole team and turn them into different competing groups, and they have a little competition every day, and you track the points, and there's a winner at the end. Don't ask me why, but it finally clicked that was could have a huge positive impact on our program. So we're going all in on that. As soon as the season's over, we'll elevate our juniors they'll become seniors, and they'll draft the teams, and it's going to be competition from the end of spring all the way through the summer, and we'll crown the winner right there in fall camp before we get started. So really excited about that. Really if I had multiple, I probably left a few guys out on that. Had multiple guys talk about that in different episodes of the podcast. But Eric was the one that finally convinced me that I had to pull the trigger, and I had to get back into that thing. So those are the four, really 3 plus 1, the 3 that we did all year that really impacted our program, and then the one that I'm excited about jumping in as soon as the season's over, that I think is going to make an impact for us down the stretch. And let me encourage you, if you haven't seen the numbers, the view numbers for the podcast are so much lower than the X's and O's stuff, but it is so impactful. I mean, you can literally get your master's degree in coaching. I've had, multiple state championship coaches come on, and literally every episode, there's just one keeper that can impact your program and change you as a coach. So I encourage you to watch them, and I hope some of these help you. Those are just the three that I grabbed hold of and ran with this year, and I'm going to go back through all the episodes and pick me out 3 or 4 more that I'm going to add in the off season and heading into next year, because it really is, if you believe that leadership is the difference maker, I really believe that the culture you create and the atmosphere and the brotherhood you build in your program, the more you make it feel like family, the more fun it is, the more kids get involved, and the more kids are loyal to you, and they're gonna fight hard for you. So thank you, coaches, and please check out the podcast. Thank you.